is limited due to in-bowl renovations, and spots are going fast. Don't miss out on your chance to see the season's biggest matchups and highlight real moments by placing your deposit at Jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. Go Jags!
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
When it comes to backyard dreams, trust the name that's been making waves for over 65 years. Cox Pools. Serving the entire Florida Panhandle, Cox Pools brings experience, innovation, and quality to every custom pool design. From luxurious spas to resort-style pools, no vision is too big. Make your backyard the place to be with Cox Pools. Cox Pools, 65 years strong and still making a splash. Visit CoxPools.com or call 850-235-7957.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WPLQ Port St. Joe. Panama City's home for Super Bowl 60. Powered by Panama City Toyota. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reaction. Calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Afternoon, it's 4 o'clock on a Thursday, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, this 29th day of January. Can you believe that we're already here? It's about 55 degrees in the Panhandle. That's better than 30, I'll tell you that. But either way, so good to have you here today with us. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Magic at Raptors at 6 o'clock right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You want to be a part of the show today? That would be no problem and welcomed. 850-215-6290 on your Red 7T's phone line. Red 7T's, your place for custom apparel, as always, on a Thursday. Man, you look like you're about ready to go to church today. You're looking good today, Jeffrey. How you doing?
Maybe I should start preaching.
There you go. We got a lot of topics to talk about. I'm sure you're going to give us something.
Yeah, I'm sure
that you're going to get pumped up about.
Yep.
But either way, yeah, if you're riding in your vehicle and you're wondering what Jeffrey's wearing, you can check him out on Facebook or YouTube as well. But he's wearing a purple shirt, a long sleeve purple shirt. He's starting to get more and more into the LSU feeling. And you know what? No more Big Ten Jeff, no more ACC Jeff, no more Sun Belt Jeff. We're going to turn around and be LSU Jeff all over again.
You know there's no purple in the Big Ten, huh?
Yeah, Northwestern.
Oh, nobody counts that.
Well, either way, it's, purple.
What's their sport?
Northwestern?
Yeah. Economics.
Yeah, they're pretty smart up there.
Yeah, they are.
But, we got Bone Crusher in the building as well. Bone Crusher, how you doing today?
Good, dude. I got you a present.
All right.
I'm going to give it to you right now. And this is to make up for all the dead air I've caused this show. Okay, here it comes.
Hi, this is Wendell Carter Jr. of the Orlando Magic. And for big reactions on the Gulf Coast, it's the Sports Blitz with my boy, Paul Wilson, on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Thank you very much.
Man, that is really cool. Yeah. I know who Wendell Carter is. He is a good player, too. So, wow, that's cool. Yep. And y'all didn't know we was boys. We are. We boys.
Because
Yeah.
you're a baller.
I am. I used to be. Yeah.
You used to be.
That's right. I had a little bit of reflection the other day when we had Coach Below over here with Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
And they'll be going on the road, I believe, on Friday or Saturday, actually, this weekend. And Gulf Coast baseball was playing today. They went down 2-0 today to Georgia of the Highlands over there.
Not of the Highlands. It's called Georgia Highlands.
I thought it was of the Highlands.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're in, is it Douglasville? They're northwest of Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, they lost.
And that's a legit program.
Yeah.
That was their 10 or 10:30 game, whatever.
Yes.
And then they have one during
now.
our show.
Yeah, right
I think
now,
it starts at 5 or 5:30, something like that.
So hopefully they'll pull that one out. But Jordan Martinez, giving up 2 runs to a nationally ranked team is nothing to frown about. So I'm sure he pitched good, but just no run support in that. So either way.
He was an intelligent young man.
Yeah, you could tell by the way he carried himself. He went to Mosley.
In confidence, too.
Yeah.
He had it.
That's right. Went to Mosley. So they say fins up. So you go from a high school that says fins up to a college that says anchor down. So you're up.
Which way are we going?
Yeah, we either sometimes we're going up and then sometimes we're going down. So I don't know. Whoever comes up with these things is really smarter than I am. But you know who is smarter than us? It's your head football coach, Lane Kiffin.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Sean Payton.
No. We're going to talk about Sean Payton today, but we're going to talk about Lane a little bit.
Okay.
You know, if you look at what he's done, he made himself the biggest story of the college football season whenever he left Ole Miss, and everybody was wanting to know where he was going. It was the talk of the town. It was everything. But my man, Lane Kiffin, has been working his tail off, and he's got the #1 recruiting class in the country.
No.
Yes, he does.
He has a portal.
Yeah, he's got the #1
Not recruiting class at a high school.
I'm saying
portal. There's
a
difference.
There's not a difference.
There is a difference because you know why?
Not anymore.
Portal guys are coming to him.
Not anymore, my friend.
High school recruiting guy got to go to them.
It's going to be a thing of the past. They're going to recruit them all together, and whoever you get, you're #1. If you're #1 in the portal, ask Indiana what matters most, portal or high school recruits.
Yeah. It's their social security card because they're so old.
That's right. That's correct. So, but if you look at it, I'm going to give you the top 10. I want you to tell me if you're surprised with these portal top 10 rankings. LSU at #1. Does that surprise you, though, really?
No, it doesn't really. I mean, I would expect us to at least be top 10, if not top 5.
Without Lane or with Lane, period?
With Lane. Oh, yeah. They're like coming to you. You know, they're like, hey, interest, I want to be in, I want to get in.
The two people that I was shocked with that did not go was Kejuan Lacey, and then I thought Trinidad Chambliss had he had gotten his... but they had.
I thought as soon as Sorsby was in the mix with the Cincinnati quarterback, I thought that was going to happen in Texas Tech.
I think the whole time Sam Leavitt was coming there, I think that was kind of already in the because if you're telling me that they don't talk now that we've heard from Dabo, now that we know what's going on, and by the way, we are going to have Steve Barnes on it 4:20 today, and I'm curious to see his thoughts on Pete Golden because he is a big fan of Pete Golden, and this is not a good look for them. But surprisingly, #2 on the list is actually Ole Miss. So that's
a big surprise. That's a way bigger surprise than LSU being at 1. Yeah.
Yeah, because you would think, they had a good run this year, but everybody was thinking it was Lane Kiffin. It was a Lane Kiffin effect. And I don't know. I guess they're paying the money. Did you say that's what it is, the money, or do you think it's the hoopla around them making the playoff?
No, I think it's the fact that they finally finished in the top 4. Right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Still can't get over the year before they lost to Kentucky. So,
I know. And then they didn't even get bad revenge on them because I was like, oh, Ole Miss is going to blow Kentucky out in this rematch, and it didn't happen.
No.
And then that's when I lost the most trust in the Ole Miss organization this year. And then they only lost one regular season game and still left out the SEC championship. I mean, I don't know. It's weird.
It's very weird. So going on the list, number 3 is Texas.
Okay, well, they got money. They got money.
Yeah, that didn't surprise me. Number 4 is Ohio State.
Again.
Didn't surprise me there.
They not only have corporations that will help them out, but it's money. It's money flowing and interest. They're the flagship school of maybe Yeah, I mean, is Texas the flagship school of their state, or is A&M in the conversation? No,
Texas is the number 1 team in their state.
Yeah, they are, but flagship means like you are just way in heads and above everyone else, and everyone's down here.
Yes.
So okay, so you're saying A&M's down there. Okay, so then Ohio State is the second biggest flagship school in the nation then, as far as population of the state goes, because there's so many people living in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, you'd name Texas number 1, Ohio State number 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't fight you on that one. Now, number 5 is Penn State. Now, that to me was a big shocker because Matt Campbell brought not all of his players, but a bunch of his players over from Iowa State. And, I mean, Iowa State wasn't that great, so I don't know who's given the ranking on the players that they brought in, but it just seems like that Penn State top 5, it just shocks me a little bit.
Did they beat Vandy in the bowl game? And no, that was someone else. I think they did beat Vandy in the bowl game. And they only lost 3 games last year.
Yeah, but Penn State, he didn't coach them. And they were still with the interim coach who...
And there was a big gap where they didn't have a coach. And we were all like, oh, you better get a coach like right now because you're already missing out.
Well, and the thing is like the old way of doing it, like what you just said, is not relevant anymore. And I hate to burst your bubble on that.
What do you mean?
You asked, did they win their bowl game? It doesn't matter if it's not in the playoffs.
Well, they're in the conversation.
Didn't make anything. It didn't have anything to do with those kids coming because it was not the coaching staff that recruited the kids that are coming.
True.
So, but either way.
So, Penn State is a little bit surprised they're, 5?
5.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand like top 15 easily, but I don't know. That's pretty high.
That is real high. And then number 6, this is even shocker, Oklahoma State.
Okay, now at this point, I'm going to say not only is Oklahoma State a complete shock that they're even in the top 20, but I'm beginning to wonder, well, what happened to Texas Tech? Because, they've been building this program and dominating their conference this year, knocked BYU completely out, beating them twice. Convincingly both times.
Smacking them.
Yeah, I mean, and Texas Tech is not in the top 6. That's surprising to me.
Yeah, so Oklahoma State, now they did get Mastamaker from North Texas as well as the head football coach there. So that was one of the big deals because he was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the portal.
So if you blindly say, without even looking at it beforehand and everything, you would have thought Oklahoma State maybe top 30.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, 24, 26, somewhere around there. Not top 10.
Or top whatever 7
yes,
is.
He was number 6. So they're better than number 7, the national champion Indiana Hoosiers. So, I mean, they get number 7.
So now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, where's all this Notre Dame that they keep on touting? They're so great and everything, and they're doing all this stuff, and you're going to lose all these people to the draft. Who are you going to fill those spots with?
But they haven't had anybody leave.
You know why?
Except for the ones that were to the draft.
That's so smart of Notre Dame to mention that they didn't lose anybody to the portal. They lost one guy, okay? That was a starter. But they're losing like 11 people to the draft that were starters. I mean, come on, you got to build your team back again. They're all about self-promotion, and that ain't nothing but a bunch of people who just missed the playoffs, whined about it, and then sat out of a bowl. I mean, come on. Nobody wants to hear you whine.
Number 8. Now here we go with Texas Tech. There. Yep. Okay. So we knew that they were going to be somewhere there, but this one's going to shock your... I mean, you might stand up or you might fall out of your chair. Number 9 is the Kentucky Wildcats. I mean, Will Klein has brought some players to Kentucky. Are we going to see a resurgence here? Is Kentucky going to be a football school again? Are they going to bring back Benny Snell? I mean,
to have a resurgence, you have to actually be on top at some point.
They were definitely a good team when Benny Snell was there, when
Jared Lorenzen?
No, but Benny Snell and those guys, whenever Will Levis was there, they were good. They won some games, and they were actually pretty good.
Do you want me to tell my Paul Bear Bryant story about Kentucky? Do you really want to hear it?
Well, I mean, is it about the watch and the car?
It's the watch and the Cadillac.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel like it's needed to be told, it's a pretty...
He won a share of the SEC championship, SEC title in 1 year, and then Adolph Rupp was the basketball coach, and, they gave him a watch for, winning a share of the SEC title in football, and then Adolph Rupp wins the national title, so he gets a Cadillac, and then, Bear Bryant's like, well, I'm not going to be building anything here because, they don't promote the football wins and everything, and that was a big deal for Kentucky to get a share of the SEC title because I think they've won 1 or 3 SEC titles all time, in the history of Earth, know, and it's still a basketball school.
So you don't think Kentucky they might be presentable this year, better than they were last year? Do you think Will Klein's going to do good?
Okay, so 7-5 will be impressive. 7-5.
That's going to be tough.
I'd have to look at their schedule because you know how the SEC schedules are. They're all lopsided. Not everybody's even.
Yeah,
and then we were thinking, oh, maybe Vandy will still be good. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. I think they're going to be done. All right, number 10, they're here. Notre Dame.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
So Notre Dame. So instead of just going through the whole thing, I'll throw some names to you. 11's A&M, 12's Auburn,
okay.
13's Cal, 14 is Arizona State.
Okay, well.
15's Bama, 16's Michigan, 17 is Miami, 18 is Louisville, 19 is Virginia Tech. I thought Virginia Tech would be higher because I know that Franklin had gotten more of the players coming from Penn State, but obviously they didn't get enough. 20 was Oklahoma, 21 was South Carolina, 22 was Tennessee, 23 was Colorado, 24 was Missouri, and then to round out the top 25, you've got Oregon. Out of all of those, what was the biggest shocker? Did you think it was Oklahoma State being the top?
Oklahoma State and Cal are the top two that I would say, yeah, wow, y'all are, that high? That's surprising. Oregon being so low, I mean, this is a team that's been in the conversation, been in the playoffs both years, I mean, Georgia and Ohio State are probably the only other two teams that have been both years, I believe.
Well, I just wonder how that all is going to work because when you look at what everybody's trying to do, they're obviously trying to do the Indiana way. And,
the Indiana's been in both years. Sorry.
But when you think about it, is everybody going to be able to do what Indiana has done? I mean, because let's just be honest. Indiana, had they not had Fernando Mendoza, and they'd have had somebody like one of these other Tommy Castellanos or, somebody else.
They would have done the same thing as last year. Lost one regular season game and probably been out in the first round. So it would have been a repeat.
Right. So you got to have a quarterback like that when you have a team like that to win. I mean,
either that or you got to have a stiff defense and a lot of discipline and not make mistakes. And that's what this team did. They didn't make a lot of mistakes.
And, I mean, they're going to have some first-round draft picks. They've got 2, I believe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you look at what Mendoza was able to do, and you still feel very comfortable that he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
everybody's saying it. It's overwhelming.
But this draft this year is not heavy in quarterbacks. So, they're saying that Ty Simpson is going to be the second quarterback off the board, and it's going to be the Jets, not the second pick Jets, but the later in the round Jets that they get another pick later on.
They do have it. I think it's 16th.
Yeah, so they're saying they're going to go with another player there, which wouldn't surprise me if it was Bain or Reese out of Ohio State, go defense, and then go to Ty Simpson. Do you like that? Do you think Ty Simpson's is a NFL ready quarterback? Like, do you think he could come in and play immediately, or is he going to be a guy that has to sit? Because I believe he's going to have to sit. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's only played one full year of college football.
Yeah.
The Mendoza deal is he played for Cal. He was good. And then when he went to Indiana, he got better. We're just talking about Simpson. This is his first year to fully start, and there was a little bit of a question whether or not him and Keelan Russell, if he was actually going to beat Keelan Russell out. If you remember, A.J. McCarron and some of these other guys had said, just give him some time because he's got to get him, got to get his bearings, and he looked good for a little while, but then he didn't look too well in the last part. So does it shock you that they're saying that he's going to be the number 2 pick? Do you think we're into the place to where they feel like they've got to get a quarterback? Because next year's quarterback class, as far as what it's sitting right now, it is absolutely 100% loaded. There's 20 quarterbacks that possibly could get drafted next year. I don't know if that's the real number or not, but I'm just saying you've got all kinds of quarterbacks that are coming back next year from, people that they thought was going to be great. Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers, DJ Lagway, all of these guys. What are they going to do next year? And then how are they going to do that? So how do you feel about that? The initial question was Simpson.
No.
Not ready.
No, the 2 biggest games this year were Georgia in the SEC Championship, scored 7, and Indiana scored 7. Or was it 3? It was 3.
3.
Ugh,
didn't even score a touchdown. Yeah,
these are the 2 biggest games where you need to come out and do your thing, and you scored 1 time in both those games. That's proof in the pudding. You have to come up when the chips are down and everything's at high stakes, and he didn't do that. And there's winners who win, and there's people who miss the mark.
Yeah,
but the combine's going to show a lot more.
If he goes.
But he'll at least have a Alabama Senior Day or whatever they had in Tuscaloosa. And I think he's down in the Senior Bowl in Mobile right now.
They usually all go down there.
They all go down, and then there's some players who are rumored to play, and then they don't even end up playing, and that's kind of a disappointment. Because if I were to buy tickets, tickets are not expensive. But the good seats are pretty much gone by now because this game is Saturday.
I saw Nussmeier throw today, and he made 1 good throw. I mean, that's the only throw I saw.
1.
I saw 1 throw from him and 1 throw from Diego Pavia. That's the question, though. Diego Pavia, you think he's going to get drafted high, or you think he's going to be about 5th, 6th round? Think somebody's going to draft him? He's 5'9". He's 5'9".
5'9" and a quarter.
He's I don't care. I don't care if it's 5'9" and 3/4, 5'9" and 7/8, 5'9" and 7.99999. He does not deserve to get drafted. He's too short.
Yeah, I think he will get drafted 3rd round.
What?
Yes,
No
I'm moving
way.
him up because I was saying like 5th or 6th round. I'm gonna move him up.
Nah,
I think that the guy's got something where he's gonna stretch it into being a player.
No.
He might not be a starter.
No.
But he'd be back up.
I think he's going to be playing in the UFL. Mark my words, my friend. So either way, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we're going to talk about all of the drama going on with Ole Miss. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290.
This just in.
Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. Partly sunny the rest of the day with temps near 56 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a light wind out of the east and a temperature of 45. About the same tomorrow, around 58 with some clouds and a wind around 8 miles per hour coming out of the north-northeast. Mostly sunny Saturday and cool around 46. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief. From medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. Thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown in the ACC.
In the front court, left open, triggers the three and buries it.
The SMU Mustangs head to Louisville to face the Cardinals.
Screen left, he's in the short corner, took a bump, goes to the basket, reverse layup is good. Oh, what an acrobatic finish.
Airtime at 12:30, tip-off at 1 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Your put-downs, smackdowns, and shutdowns.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
It's a Trash Talk Thursday on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, we've got a plethora of basketball coming your way right here at 104.3 ESPN, starting with Orlando and Toronto on Friday, SMU and Louisville on Saturday, Auburn and Tennessee on Saturday night, and then Sunday, Orlando playing San Antonio, Wemby. You want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. Me and Jeffrey here, Bone Crushers here. And now we are joined by Steve Barnes with the RebelWalk.com. Steve, how you doing today, my friend?
Got to tell you, I'm trying to recover from the day in Mobile at the Senior Bowl. One of those days where you watch practice all day, then the guys you knew from like decades ago, you all go out, you sit around and eat and imbibe a little bit and just tell war stories. One of the things was asked was, when you first started covering college football, who won the Heisman Trophy that year? And for me, Desmond Howard.
Wow. Okay.
This ends my 35th year of covering college football in press boxes. So that just made me feel old as crap until somebody said George Rogers. So I felt better about that. Yeah.
1980, George Rogers looked great at South Carolina, and he went to the Saints as the first pick in the first round. That was a big talk. And he actually ran for 1,000 yards one year. I think it was a rookie year. He was Rookie of the Year at the Saints. And the Saints are dismal at that time. But Desmond Howard, I mean, was at 91. That was the year I graduated high school.
Wow, you are old.
Okay.
Yes, I am old.
Older than you, Jeff?
Yes.
Well, we definitely knew you were that much older than me, but Jeff, gosh, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Down at the Senior Bowl, obviously a lot of hype at the beginning whenever they did their measurements. Diego Pavia down there, I saw some highlights of him. Have you got a chance to see him? Did you get up close to him? Are you taller than him? All of those things, Steve.
I think everybody's taller than he is. But the thing that got me, out of the quarterbacks that were there, I would rank him last. He just he didn't make the throws. But now I was standing next to a Tennessee Titans guy, and I, sort of said, I just don't see it. And he said, well, you have to understand, he's a gamer. He doesn't practice well. He's a gamer. I got bad news. When you get drafted, you're going to training camp. That's practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the best two quarterbacks I saw, Nussmeier from LSU, he can make all the throws. That guy's good. He really is. I didn't think he was that good, but when I saw him throw a corner route and hit the guy before he even turned around almost, like, yeah, he's good. And Altmaier from Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I was standing next to a scout from New England, and he made like 3 throws in a row, and he was on time. A lot of the guys would like hold the ball for like 2 beats.
Mm-hmm.
He just threw the ball on time. And I looked over the New England guy and said, well, I thought Drake May was in Austin. And the guy laughed. He says, yeah, 2.0 right here. So keep an eye on him.
Wow, that's pretty good. I like it. You know, that's, to me, I saw a little bit of the highlights, and I thought Diego, I just didn't think he had it. I agree with you, and, you know, me not being there live is a little different.
He was off rhythm.
Yeah. Yeah, it just seemed like he didn't. And what about his arm strength? Did it look like he didn't have as much as the other guys as far as spinning it? Like, it seems like the guys spin it better than he does.
Oh, Taylor Green, by the way, the guy from Arkansas.
Yeah.
He was throwing the ball 50 yards at a time, easily. He wasn't stepping into it. He was like Jamarcus Russell, where he just didn't have to step into it. He has that arm strength. So somebody's going to get him.
Yeah.
But still,
mid-season, his stats are great.
And the kid, his name escapes me. The kid from North Dakota State.
Oh.
He looked pretty good. I think he might get a shot.
Yeah, some of these guys are probably going to get a late-round draft grade, and because they can throw the ball, but it's also because of some of the things that's happened in the past. You know, Carson Wentz coming from that location is probably going to hurt some of these guys that come out. Trey Lance as well as another one that just didn't pan out, and I think some of them will be a little bit shy to draft those guys like that just because of what's happened in the past. And, unfortunately for them, they get kind of judged or graded based off of those guys.
Now, I'll admit, I ended up watching the skill positions instead of the linemen. I wish I'd have watched linemen a little more. But the kid out of Notre Dame, Malachi Fields, he played 3 years at Virginia, then went to Notre Dame for his last year. That guy, you better watch him. You better watch him. He's only like 6'2", but his arms are like 38 inches.
Oh, wow.
So, he goes up and gets the ball. He caught 2 passes where both quarterbacks missed him, and he adjusted the ball and went and got it.
Huh.
And, yeah, watch for him. And on defense, the only guy really, really just stood out to me was Bud Clark. He's a safety out of TCU. He's only about 6'1", maybe 210, but he's always around the ball. Remind me of Palomalu. Mm-hmm. He's always, here's the ball, and he's here. Yeah. I think he's the guy to look at on defense.
So when you were down there, Steve, were there any of the? I know there's some teams that said they wasn't coming down. Do you remember any of the head coaches that were down there? Any of the new head coaches that just signed on? Have they been down there?
Didn't really count them, but you saw people in the polo shirts from every team, so everybody was represented.
Yeah, because I thought that I'd heard that John Harbaugh was not coming down, or a couple of others that had said they were not coming down. But I did see where Jim Harbaugh was down there, and I can't. Another one leaves in my mind. I can't think of who it was, but I was just wondering
I did not
if they were
Jim
heading.
Harbaugh.
Okay.
But come on, you're on the sideline. There's like 50 people around you.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, there's a bunch of people there. So let me ask you this. Do they allow – because back when I was younger, they would allow you on the field. That was back when they used to do it at Ladd Stadium. And they would allow the fans on because it was usually during school. And so unless your mom and dad was cool like mine and let me miss school, thanks, Dad, I got to go and we got to see Bo Jackson and Dalton Hilliard was there. And a lot of those guys during that time was there, which was pretty cool. They don't allow the fans on the field anymore. Is that correct? They keep them in the stands?
Well, it's a little different in Hancock-Whitney because the stands are so much closer than the field.
Okay.
To the field, I mean. So, but yeah, I'm on the sideline with the other writers and with the scouts and with the coaches. And you can, I mean, that's as close as I've been to some of these guys in years. And you can pretty much pick out little picadillos, if you will. Like, okay, look the way he turns his shoulders when he throws. That's kind of weird. And you hear that from the scouts. And I think that's what I've learned in 35 years is you don't get into a scout's ear. You stand behind him and listen to what he says. That's how you learn who you think might go higher or lower in the draft.
That's interesting. Well, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Obviously, the big news coming into this week was Dabo Swinney stepping to the podium and naming Pete Golden out about the whole recruiting of, the linebacker. And the thing is,
really,
I want to know, Steve, I know you're a big fan of Pete Golden. I want to know what's being said. And then after you tell us all about that, I want to know what you think about it. I want you to give us your, unadulterated opinion about how all of this is going. And is something need to be changed, or do we need to do some kind of guidelines or something?
Well, that's something we talked about at the Senior Bowl. A bunch of us were like in a kind of circle. It's like, all right, here's my idea. I told y'all, I think a couple of weeks ago, here's my idea about punishment for the tampering. Then 4 or 5 guys say, well, that's not going to work because of this. And somebody say, well, here's my idea, but the Senior Bowl should be the draft-eligible bowl. And a bunch of us said, no, that's not going to work about this. But on this one, I think we all understood, we're simpatico, that we don't have the answers. It's going to take a whole bunch of us to put it together. But did you realize 95 complaints have been filed to the NCAA about tampering this year?
Oh, wow.
Only one's really making headlines.
Well,
wonder why that is.
Well, yeah. Well, he called him out by name, and that's just crazy to me because we've never seen him call him out by name. And with that being said, what do you think? I mean, because Pete Golden, from what I've heard, hasn't come out and give a response, hasn't even acknowledged it from a media standpoint.
Why would he? There's no enforcement. Yeah, I did it. What are you going to do?
Wow.
And I guess the NCAA could say, okay, we're going to sanction you. It's a level 2 violation. You know what the punishment is for that? The head coach is suspended for 1 game the next season, and he can pick the game.
Wow.
So probably for Golden, it'd be the first home game against Charlotte, but I don't think so. I think it'd be the one before the Egg Bowl against Wofford. Yeah, I'll sit that one out.
The Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll sit that one out. So, I mean, and talking about, coaching, I guess, which coach took the most players from his old job to the new one? It's Matt Campbell. He took 27. Eric Morris took 17 from North Texas to Oklahoma State. Jimmy Rogers took 15 from Washington State to Iowa State. Goish took 13 to Auburn. James Franklin took 12 to Virginia Tech. Chesney, I guess UCLA wants the magic of JMU. He took 10. Silverfield took 7 from Memphis to Arkansas. Whittingham took 5 from Utah to Michigan. Kiffin only took 4 from Ole Miss. He wanted many more, but he only got 4. And believe it or not, John Summerall got 2 from Tulane to go to Florida.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought there was more for Kiffin, and definitely I thought Summerall was going to have more. That's why everybody was saying that he was heavy Georgia Tech more than he was Tulane because of that. I had no idea. Let me ask you this. We don't have but about 3 or 4 minutes left, but Trinidad Chambliss, he's got a court date coming in February. How do you see that kind of rounding out? Because, I mean, we're getting kind of close, and we really need to get it, you know, before the draft. I mean, 2 months away from the draft in February, so really we need to find something out.
Well, he's not going to get drafted this year, but it moved to Calhoun County, Mississippi, which people are, oh, it moved out of Lafayette County. Oh, wow. It's 28 miles away. It's kind of a circuit court judge where he has to go to county, so it's the same judge. So I still think he gets it, but a lot of Ole Miss people, they're kind of scared. They're thinking, you know, the NCAA is going to jump into this, and historically, let's face it, the NCAA has not been kind to Ole Miss. Just going back to 2020, Georgia had 2 players who transferred. Cade Mays went to Tennessee. Otis Reese went to Ole Miss. Now, this is in the division time. So one guy goes in the same division, and he's eligible right away. Otis Reese goes to the other division, and for some reason, he's not eligible until the 7th week of the season. So I don't understand why the Ole Miss people are kind of like, really? Well, uh-oh, something's going on. But I still think he's going to be eligible. And Chris Lowe, by the way, from On 3 Sports, he put out his way too early, I guess is what he calls it, his All-American team. Quarterback on the first team, Trinidad Chambliss. Running back, Keywan Lacey. Kicker, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
It's like, okay, you got 3 on that side. And by the way, the punter on the other side was from Troy, so kind of like that too. But, yeah, I think he's going to get the waiver, and if he doesn't, he's got a slam dunk case against the NCAA for lost wages.
So you said that if he doesn't get – you don't believe he's going to get drafted? Because I do. I think he's going to be drafted. If he doesn't get to play, I believe somebody's going to take him.
He hasn't declared. He ain't declared. You have to declare for the draft. It's kind of like the transfer portal, and this is something that Dabo messed up on really bad, was he said, well, Farrelly jumped back into the portal. No, you don't jump back. Once you're in it at the beginning, you're in it till the end. You're never out of it, even if you sign. So he was still in the portal. So but the other thing about Dabo is the way he messed up. He didn't let the kids sign a deal with them for rev share.
That makes sense.
He signed a scholarship. Well, a kid can just get out of the scholarship. That's no big deal. But he didn't sign a rev share. Now, that's the difference between LSU, because they took 2 players who had signed rev shares, and they had buyouts. So on July 1st, LSU owes Ole Miss $997,000 for Yumin Yellen and Harper, the 2 players that they took because, well, the linebacker, he didn't sign one, so he's free. But they also have to pay $1.5 million for Kiffin, and that's the first payment.
Wow.
Now, here's what I think is going to happen. There's nobody enforcing anything. On July 1st, what if LSU says, yeah, we changed our mind, we're not going to pay that? Who's going to stop them from not paying it?
Nobody.
Lawyers.
Yeah, I mean, lawyers, guess what? That's going to take 6 years to litigate. By that time, the players are gone, and in 6 years, chances are Kiffin's gone. He's only stayed 6 years at one place ever, and it was Ole Miss. I mean, until you get somebody to regulate, I mean, come on. It's not even the wild, wild west. I can do anything I want to.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't blame LSU for not paying.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But, Steve, we're bumped up against a break. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next week. And are you going to go out to Senior Bowl anymore?
Oh, good God, no. It's going to be like high temperature's going to be like 36.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. So I think this ends my 35th year. But I know I talked to the guys, the sports writers, and there's no way we're going to miss the spring meetings in Destin with all the football coaches and ADs. There's no way we're going to miss that.
Yeah, we're going to go over there for that, too, probably. It's going to be a fun time. Well, Steve, we appreciate your time today, and have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next week, my friend.
All right, bro.
Have a good night, man. When we come back, we will discuss a little bit more about this college football season, because I want to get Jeffrey's response to some of the things that Steve said today. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Saturday, it's a college basketball doubleheader. First, it's SMU at Louisville. Airtime 12:30, tip-off at 1. Then Saturday night, your Auburn Tigers versus the Tennessee Volunteers. Airtime at 7, tip at 7:30, right here on your home for college basketball.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Discover your next adventure at Bill Bird Kia, where the road is yours. Start the new year in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. And don't miss this limited time offer on the purchase of a stunning new 2025 Kia K4 with sporty style, spirited performance, and 2.9% APR for up to 48 months. Thinking about the iconic Kia Soul? The 2025 model delivers its unmistakable silhouette and massive cargo space. It's the last of its kind. Purchase a new 2025 Kia Soul and get 3.9% APR for up to 60 months. But hurry before it's all gone. You get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia K4 with $2209 per month per 1,000 financed in 48 months, or a new 2025 Kia Soul with $1837 per month per 1,000 financed in 60 months. Quantities are limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. New vehicles only. Not available on balloon finance. With 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 2226.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and wide. Off to the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your favorite team is garbage.
Dallas? I don't want you going to Dallas at all.
And we're here to explain why.
That place is crawling with crackheads and debutantes, and half of them play for the Cowboys.
It's time to take out the trash on the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your spot for Super Bowl 60 right here on the Panhandle at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You want to be a part of the show? You can be. 850-215-6290, the Red 70s phone line. The Red 70s, your place for custom apparel. You know, one of the things that he was talking about when we were talking about Steve Barnes, and we were talking how Trinidad Chambliss was going to be going to court next week in February, which is crazy. Do you realize February is upon us already? That's nuts.
Sunday.
It's crazy. But anyway, so he said something that kind of didn't level me. It kind of messed me up a little bit saying that he can't go into the NFL draft because he hasn't declared. But I thought that if you were finished with school, you can go.
Yeah, eligibility. As soon as the eligibility is used up and exhausted, then you are eligible for the NFL draft. You do not have to declare. But if you have eligibility left,
you have to declare.
You have to declare, and there's a deadline. And I'm not sure what the deadline is. I'd have to look that up. But the draft is in the 20-something of April.
Yeah, so with the court ruling, if the court rules against him and says, no, you can't play anymore, then that automatically puts him in. So with that being said, do you think Trinidad Chambliss is going to get drafted?
Absolutely.
Do you think he could possibly be put ahead of Simpson?
I thought you were going to say, is he going to start in front of Shedeur Sanders? Because the Browns, not only, they just can't pass up like a good deal because they thought Shedeur Sanders could be a steal at the 5th or 6th round, you know? I mean, his best available, when they have the best available, I mean, he kind of like kept on moving up, you know? And they were like, well, we can get him that late, might as well just grab him, right? And they had already drafted a QB, which is absolutely insane to have 2 QBs in the same draft.
I wish they would go ahead and answer that question. I know we're getting off into the NFL right now on this, but I really wish they would answer the question. I want to know who pulled the trigger on Shedeur Sanders because it has been a debacle for them. They lose their coach now. They've had all this stuff going on. Now he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. That'll never be taken away.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but I know, but it's never going to be able to be taken away. He's always going to be able to be called a NFL Pro Bowler.
Yeah, put it on his resume, and he can apply at Big Lots next week.
But, I mean, he's an NFL quarterback. And a lot of people, I've listened to a lot of stuff that's been going on, a lot of NFL talk, and they're saying Todd Monken's got a lot of stuff to work with Shedeur Sanders, with Jerry Jeudy, with David Nuke, and all those guys, and Judkins coming out of Ohio State. You know, that really, it's just, to me, it's just crazy that they've already, the media and the talking heads have already placed, which is what I told you from the beginning. This job is going to have to take somebody very, very special. But is Todd Monken going to be forced to start Shedeur Sanders? Because if he doesn't start him, it's going to be the same junk that Stefanowski went through last year. And they're going to be like, oh, they're going to talk about race. They're going to talk about this. They're going to talk about that. And I mean, if Dylan Gabriel beats him out, if Deshaun Watson eventually comes back and beats him out, then you're going to have a problem on your hands. And they're not going to draft. You think the Browns are going to draft another quarterback? They're not. Not in this draft class. Who are they going to get?
They probably shouldn't. And I think they're one of 3 teams that have 2 draft picks in the first round. And I'm not saying they're going to use a first rounder because, you know.
There's not any, hardly, but one.
Oh, man.
So anyway, getting back to Trinidad Chambliss, where do you value him as far as in the NFL draft? Do you think he's because I'd like to get his height as well, because I don't think he's very tall.
I think he's got to do the combine to get more interest in him. And, I mean, he could go anywhere. He can go in the 2nd round or he can go in the 7th round, you know, because, I mean, there's so much more to see, you know, because how many games does he start, like 9 or 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 5th or 6th round right now without anything is where he would fall.
Well, that's the problem then. He needs help to get to that 2nd or 3rd round to get bigger money.
Well, the thing is he needs to figure out how to grow a couple of inches from now until the time the combine starts so that he can get, because he won't allow, I mean, I think you have to be, I think they have to weigh you and take your height. I think
absolutely. It's official.
And then your hands and all that stuff.
And then you jump and you hit the thing, see how, you know, how much your vertical is and everything.
Well, you don't have to do the stuff, but I'm saying I think you have to be measured. I think they make you be measured. And so, because obviously, you know, Vanderbilt was saying Pavia was 6 foot, and even they said to 205.
So here's another takeaway about Steve Barnes when he was talking, saying, "Oh, this guy's only 6'2". Oh, this guy's only 6'1". The TCU guy was only 6'1". It's like, wow, we've gotten to a place where you have to be at least 6'3" or 6'4" to be, you know, just impressed by somebody. And that's a different day and age.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how it's set up. I mean, everything is based off of physical, tangible things that you really, there's nothing you can do. It's either you're born with it or you're not. And that's what they say about that. So, I don't know. I think Trinidad Chambliss, to me, is probably the second best quarterback in the draft.
Wow.
I think he's better than Ty Simpson. And on the flip side of what he was saying about Garrett Nussmeier, obviously he can make the throws, but I'm not so sure if he knows when to throw it. Like, it's a little bit easier to throw it when you're not getting hit and when you're not it's not pressure on you to make that throw.
It just reminds me of the Mike Tyson, getting punched in the face. It's like, how are you going to react to that? And that's what LSU. I'm not saying the offensive line was bad, but he was kind of running for his life at times when the blitz came on, and Nussmeier just didn't pan out this year.
You thought he was, though.
Absolutely, because I was listening to what everybody was saying about him.
You thought he was going to be a first-round draft pick, too.
And not only were they saying he was a top 5 quarterback in the whole nation, but some people are having him like third. Yeah. I believe the hype, and I'm wrong.
Did you believe the hype about Arch, though? Are you surprised that nobody mentioned Arch going into the draft? Because when we first started the season, that was a big deal. Yeah. If you remember, not only was he going to win the Heisman, they were going to win the national championship, and he was going to be the first pick of the draft. And then now, nobody's even talking about him going. Obviously he did. And his grandpa said, "Oh, he's going to stay. He's going to stay." Yeah. But had they won the national title or they went to the playoffs, he could have went. Yeah. And then you probably could have seen Sark go take the Browns job or the Raiders job and draft him. And then the next thing you know, they're going to be together.
Yeah.
Perfect world there.
Yeah. I just, I don't want to say, I'm trying not to be biased because I don't like the Jets. And the Jets are sitting at that second spot, right? Is that what it is? They're in second spot. 2. Yeah. And everybody's like, every quarterback's like, well, I don't want to go there,
How do you feel about that? We only have about 3 minutes before we have to take our break because that's something that used to never happen. We saw John Elway do it. Mm-hmm. We saw Eli Manning do it. Yep. And I don't love that. I love when it's an opportunity you don't want to go somewhere because of their history or because of their losing. Well, go win. Go make them be winners. Like, change them. Before Patrick Mahomes came to Kansas City, they wasn't that great. And so, go make them great. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I don't love that when they say, oh, well, if you draft me, I'm not going. And I watched the whole John Elway story, and I saw that, and, well, I'm going to go play baseball because I didn't want to play for them, and blah, blah, blah. And then you see what, Eli does is where he wants to go to New York, and he doesn't want to go to San Diego. And it's just aggravating to me. Like, why can't you be happy that somebody wants to draft you that high and you not take it and go? So, yeah, I get what you're saying about the Jets, but they're what, 1, 2, 3 good players away from making a run? Can't they be good?
Okay, I have 2 statements on this one. How come you didn't mention Bo Jackson and the Bucs? Same situation. He said he would not go play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They didn't draft him, though.
They did, and they drafted him away. They
traded him to the Raiders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So you didn't mention.
I forgot about.
You didn't mention that one.
I did forget about Bo.
And see, you think of Bo Jackson up here, and you didn't like the way that Elway or Eli did it. But here's the backstory on Eli Manning, and I'm not saying this is 100% true, but this is the way I see things. Archie Manning was Eli's dad, and that's his baby boy, Eli, right?
Yeah.
And back in Archie's days, the drug problems were at the Chargers in San Diego. Chuck Muncie, who was at West Chandler, a lot of drug problems there. And I'll tell you a little story about Unitas. Unitas went from the Colts over to the Chargers, and he was quoted with saying, "These guys are just smoking that rope here at the Chargers." And you're laughing, but he said it, and then they didn't want him there any longer. The Chargers didn't, because everybody was doing dope in San Diego at the Chargers. And guess what Archie didn't want? He was looking out for his baby boy and making sure that he didn't get in this drug culture on the West Coast. And that's the reason why Archie told Eli that he's not going to go to the Chargers.
And you know what happened? What happened?
He went to the Giants.
He went to the Giants. But guess who went to the Chargers? Phillip Rivers. And what did Rivers do? He turned the program around. He made them a viable candidate to have to play hard against. He made Antonio Gates a Hall of Famer.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
I mean, all of, so whatever. You can go change a organization. So you know what? Archie just didn't want him to go to San Diego because he didn't like San Diego. I don't buy all that. I don't think that's really what happened. I think that's just a wives' tale that you Louisianians like to talk about, talking about, smoking the dopacy or whatever they're doing up there in San Diego. If they smoked it in San Diego, don't you think they smoked it in New York?
They did a lot more in San Diego.
I don't know. Well,
I'll take whatever they were giving Phillip Rivers.
That man's religious, though.
I'm just saying, either way. Well, we made it through the first hour. We will be back here in just a moment. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Touchstone Service. The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. It's time to move off LeBron at some point in the next calendar year. And LeBron's never been loyal to teams. This is not a Derek Jeter situation. This is not Magic or Kobe. LeBron's easier to move off. This new ownership group, they have no loyalty to him.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's your weather forecast on this Thursday evening. As we head into tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 45 with a light wind around 5 miles per hour coming out of the east. For tomorrow morning, some clouds and a temp near 57. In the afternoon and evening, partly sunny and a high around 61. For Saturday, mostly sunshine and a high of 47. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597. Online at wheelhousedba.com.
Time to live life grand at the new Point Grand Panama City apartment home. Now leasing spacious 2-bedroom apartments at Point Grand, featuring high-end interior and modern amenities like a relaxing pool, 24-hour gym, and on-site pet spa. Pet friendly at Point Grand. No breed restrictions, no weight restrictions. Come on over and tour the brand new Point Grand and bring your buddy. 723 West 19th Street, Panama City. Pop in now, 723 West 19th Street.
GSX Lynn 8 and WFLQ Port St. Joe. Panama City's home for Super Bowl 60. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown in the ACC.
Left open, triggers the three and buries it.
The SMU Mustangs head to Louisville to face the Cardinals.
Airtime at 12:30. Tip-off at 1 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Beyond the score. Beyond the headlines.
Double play.
Our coverage goes deep.
Highway robbery.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
On this pretty nice Thursday. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place for the Magic and the Raptors tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Don't forget that. You want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. The Red 70s phone line is active and ready to go. The Red 70s, your place for custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. You can check them out on Facebook and on the web. As always, on a Thursday, I got Jeffrey and Bone Crusher. Jeffrey, you're shaking your head at me. It's 54, 55 degrees.
You are staying indoors too long. At 2 o'clock, it was 60 degrees out, and the sun was beating down so much you could get a tan here. People were stepping off the plane and going, oh, wow, look at how warm it is, because they were coming from all different kind of places. And they were like, wow, you actually got warmth here. And I was like, yeah. And there was no wind. It was great. And that's at the airport, which is wide open, usually does have wind.
So
it was a great day today.
So it's great.
Great weather.
Pretty good weather.
You better go up north and get just...
I don't want any of that. I just don't like below 60. So if it's below 60 when I'm in, I don't like it. That's me. Bone Crusher, I don't know. Do you like below 60, or are you an 80s type of person?
When I first got here about 7 years ago, I would laugh at people in Panama City because they'd have their toboggans on when it was 60 degrees. I'm like, it's only 60 now. Now I'm there. I'm freezing.
You're in short sleeves. He's in short sleeves. I wore shorts on Monday, I think it was.
Yeah, but that was just because I'm inside. I've got a jacket in the truck. So, I mean, I'm going to put it on. I got the heated seats and the heat already ready to go. The only thing I need to do is give me a remote start and start the baby up about 5:55 before we leave.
You've been blessed with growing up in the South. And you lived in Kentucky for a little while.
I did.
And that was an adjustment.
Yeah.
And at first you hated it. At first you hated it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I don't like it. Well, at first I had the little bit of, hey, it's snow. This is cool. Everybody misses work. Let's go out and snow. And then you realize after you've started snow sledding in the ice and it's not as fun as you thought it was. And it's cool, but you get hot in your jacket and you're sweating and you're like, man, I'm tired. I'm ready to go back in. And then now snow is just something you don't want to drive in.
No, I'm never moved back up north again, ever.
What?
Never. I'm never ever moving. I mean, I had coworkers one time, a bunch of coworkers, and they all bundled up like it was just like a blizzard and everything. And this is in Gulfport, Mississippi, okay? And it was like 45 degrees or something like that. And I said, have y'all never lived up north? And they said, north of I-10? and I said, that's not what I was thinking, but now you got me curious. Have you ever lived north of I-10? They all looked at each other and said, no. Yeah. They've all lived their whole life south of Interstate 10.
Yeah, I mean,
and some people are like,
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is.
Kudos to them.
Yeah. So we got to step into the NFL. Obviously, we got the coaching carousel going on. And we've got to look at the Denver Broncos. Almost made it to the Super Bowl, had to play against the Patriots in the blizzard that we definitely don't want to talk about because that was crazy. But Sean Payton did something to me that was kind of odd.
Yeah.
Sean Payton calls his own plays. So he's the offensive coordinator, whether he has someone that is listed as the offensive coordinator or not. But he fired his offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi, and he's the one that Peyton calls the plays, but he still fired the guy. And I don't know. You're a Sean Payton fan. They said that he was just, they interviewed Joe Lombardi, and he said, well, I knew something was going to happen because he was in just one of those moods. So there you go.
I mean, I could go so many different ways with this. And, don't even give me excuses. Oh, we only scored 7. That was a frickin' snowstorm in the whole second half, and I couldn't even enjoy watching. I felt like they needed track spikes on just to get some friction on that ice and snow so they actually run the ball, because they couldn't even run the ball. They might as well have just been, having their feet like 3 feet apart and try and get their balance to even try and get a run going, because it was just awful. I didn't enjoy that at all. But is the guy a scapegoat? And then you have to think about that 4th down they went on for in the second quarter. That could be a 10-10 tie. We could be in overtime. They could be in the Super Bowl right now. So many different factors. Is the Lombardi, the offensive coordinator, Is he the scapegoat for the fact that they lost?
Yeah, he has to be. And I believe that's kind of what it's going at. And then the other thing that's baffling that Sean Payton said is he went out and talked about that it was not if, but when Bo Nix was going to get hurt, because after they had found out, after they went in to do the surgery, they found that it was already a problem because of all of these surgeries that Bo Nix had on that ankle before. Yeah. And guess what he forgot to do? He forgot to ask Bo Nix if that was okay to talk about. So it wasn't okay with Bo Nix. So now Bo Nix gets interviewed, and Bo Nix says, yeah, Sean probably shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff that he doesn't know anything about.
So was it Sean or was it Lombardi that, expanded on Nix's ankle?
It was Sean Payton.
It's Sean Payton.
So now you've got fired offensive coordinator. Now you've got the quarterback, your star quarterback.
He's mad at you.
And he's mad at you. So might have some problems there over at the Broncos. Are they going to be a one pony, or only one time in the flash pan here, maybe?
I mean, there's a lot of teams that finished in first place this year that I think might not be there next year.
So that's a big deal. The other team that kind of shocked me was the Jets. I know you don't really talk about the Jets, but I don't know if you realize this, but they fired, since the season has been over, they fired their defensive coordinator, their offensive coordinator, their quarterbacks coach, their passing game coordinator, their defensive line coach, their linebacker coach, their assistant secondary coach, their defensive assistant nickelback coach, and their another defensive assistant. So that's 10 fires from the Jets. So when you look at the Jets, how do you think? I mean, they're going to have a brand new coaching staff coming in, so there's not going to be anybody there really that's going to know. I mean, are they going to change it up? Because Aaron Glenn is not an offensive guy; he's a defensive guy. So
he'll be gone in a year. Aaron Glenn will be gone.
Wow, you
no stability, and these players are not going to believe the new guys that are coming in and telling them, giving them orders and all that. It's dysfunctional. You can't take away that much from a company, because that's basically what it is. It's a franchise, it's a company, and have that much instability and expect things to come out great like that.
Yeah,
it won't happen. I've been with companies who change too much all at one time, and it's not good.
Well, when you make that big of a transition, I mean, unless you go and get like people that has had success somewhere else.
Yeah.
And the ones to me that seem to be the best offensive coordinators, the best defensive coordinators, are the guys that have failed at being head coaches. So when you look across the landscape of all of it, the guys that usually fail at being head coaches, they're usually really good coordinators because they understand and they kind of give you a better deal. So to me, if he was to go get some good coordinators, then yeah, they possibly could salvage that because they got some talent. They're gonna have some picks. I mean, I've already they're probably gonna get
2 picks in the first round.
They're probably
the 16th was second and 16th pick. I believe is what it is.
Yeah, I think they're going to take Bain second.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a good pick right out the gate.
Yeah, problem is this is the Jets' problem always. They have a few studs and then they have a big drop off. That's not good. Let me ask you another question though. Backup quarterbacks who hold clipboards in the NFL, you don't think they come out good as offensive coordinators? Yeah, they do.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, they end up being good at that.
Well, I mean, Davis Webb is getting some traction. He's looking at possibly being a coordinator this year.
Yeah.
So
former Texans. Yeah, I mean that's what I believe in. Guys who've seen it from behind on the sidelines, and then make notes like this: don't do this, don't do that. This is what you do. This is successful. This doesn't succeed. And then they know what works and what doesn't. And they don't have to learn from their own mistakes because they can just learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. We got to keep moving on the coaching carousel. So it has been stated that Sean McDermott was reached out to by the Buccaneers to come and be a part of Todd Bowles' staff.
Yeah, great addition.
He turned it down.
Wow.
said he's going to take a year off, reassess his options in 2027. Now, with that being said, you've already said that Aaron Glenn's going to get fired. So are we going to say early on that Sean McDermott's going to take the Jets job?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
There's a hatred between the Bills and the Jets. They hate each other. Oh, no, I don't even believe that. And plus, that's not a job that's higher on the hierarchy as far as, I want to be a Jets coach when I grow up. No, that's not even happen. He's laughing. He's a Falcons fan back here.
So you don't think that's a possibility?
No, absolutely not. No. I don't care how much money the Jets are bumping out there.
No?
No.
So where could you see him going, though?
Well, we have to see how next year unfolds. And the Cardinals just hired a new coach, so they probably won't be in the works for it next year. Same thing with the Raiders. Who's going to fall apart next year? You give me just one team name that you think that didn't look for a coach this year that could fall apart next year.
Man, that's a hard one because you've got all of these younger coaches that did well, and then you got your stability coaches like McVay, and I'm
going to give you just two names, possibly: Commanders or Bengals.
So Zach Taylor,
and I don't even Campbell. No, what's the Commanders coach? I can't remember what his name is.
I see his face, but
doesn't matter. Commanders or Bengals, pick one.
Wow. So you don't think? I think if Tampa Bay doesn't get into the playoffs next year, I think Todd Bowles is gone as well.
Whoa.
So I think the Buccaneers.
I think they only have to win. If they win 6 or less, yes, he's gone. Absolutely, 100%. But if he does decent, I think he's still going to be there.
But that's interesting. Have you heard the traction about Joe Burrow possibly going to Minnesota?
Yes, I have.
So if that happens, then, how is that going to play out with Zach Taylor? Because now you're talking rebuild, right?
Absolutely.
Because
so you're looking at an excuse? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, would they get rid of would they just swipe the, slate clean and start all over from jump? Because it really looks like if Burrow leaves the Bengals, then look for Cleveland to be the next team up, and the Bengals are going to be in the basement.
Yeah. Will the Steelers drop?
No. The Steelers are going to win. The Steelers are probably going to make the playoffs. Mike McCarthy is the best pick of this year's coaching carousel outside of maybe John Harbaugh, but it's still those guys 1 and 2.
Yeah, put John Harbaugh first. I will. Yep.
You always pick the favorite.
No, I don't. The Giants are a horrible, not horrible organization.
Him.
No, I'm picking him.
He was the number one
and
coach.
He's got tools at the Giants. I don't think the Steelers have it all. And maybe it's me discounting their defense because their defense is good. But what did they do in the playoffs? They got killed? Yeah, they got killed in the first round.
What did the
10-7 record?
What did the Giants do in the playoffs? Oh, they didn't make them.
They didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
Yeah.
So you trust Jackson Dart? You think he's good enough?
And Scatteroo
to be
and Neighbors. See what I'm saying here? Steelers. Who's the ones that really impress you?
They still got Warren. They still got DK Metcalf. They still got some good wide receivers. They've got some good defensive players. They got TJ Watt. I
hope they stay healthy.
Yeah, but that's everybody. You hope that everybody stays healthy. But when you look at it, how is that?
And the Ravens will be back. So I'm not sure if the Steelers will make the playoffs next year. It's going to be a transition year. We're going to see what pans out. We don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback. You know?
It's definitely not up. It's up in the air for sure.
Yeah.
So Jesse Minter was interviewed today, and he was talking about the new job with the Ravens. How do you, number one, give me do you like the pick of Jesse Minter? Do you think he's somebody, because
he's on everybody's list.
He comes from Jim Harbaugh's tree. He was at Michigan. He was over there with the Chargers with him. So you like him?
Yeah. I'm good with him. They have too much talent on the Ravens not to get better than 8-9. 8-9 with Derrick Henry. Come on, man. They should not be 8-9.
Well, you know as well as I do, though, the problem with that team is Lamar Jackson. He didn't play. And
then he sat out for a few games after they lost to the Chiefs.
Right.
And that was a pivotal game in the year. If they had beaten the Chiefs, this season might have gone differently, and they might have ended up in the playoffs. I don't think they would have won and gotten to the conference championship, but Might have won one game in the first round.
Do you think that the Ravens sitting right now, how they look right now, are going to make the playoffs next year?
Absolutely, 100%. Yep. Now, a lot's going to happen because we got a draft to go through. We got free agency. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, I have to look at the schedule. I know they only have 8 instead of 9 home games. Anything could happen.
Is it because you're wearing the purple? Are you turning into a purple people eater?
Purple people eater, except for the Vikings. Forget that. I hope Burrow does not go to the Vikings.
But, I mean, when you look at the Ravens and it all boils down to whether or not Lamar Jackson's going to play and be healthy.
Yeah.
Because Derrick Henry, he's going to be there. He's going to do what Derrick Henry does. Mm-hmm. But can they be successful with Lamar Jackson?
Now, what if they draft like a second or third round running back and take some pressure off of Derrick Henry and he doesn't get as worn down as much? Because he's not young anymore.
There were times in the fourth quarter that they didn't even run him, and they could have. I just don't know.
Yeah. So, I think there's so many things that could happen.
So we're going to move on just a little bit more into the coaching carousel. Now, today as well, Joe Brady had his interview. And the curious thing is that Josh Allen come in behind the interview, and there was something kind of crazy. Josh Allen was on crutches, and he had a walking boot.
Yeah.
So he was hurt.
Yeah. These guys play professional football. Is 260, 270-pound guys coming at them. Sometimes 300. It's crazy. Defensive tackles who want to rip your head off. Pack of wild dogs. That's what Lawrence Taylor said.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, this is not easy. I mean, and you know what's another thing I hated is the fake turf. I mean, we've seen so many times where ankles and feet, and knees and everything, it's tough on your body.
Yeah.
So we're not just talking about people, we're talking about the environment that they're in.
So let me ask you this. You have been a fan of Joe Brady this whole time. Every time a job was open, you mentioned him. When the job was open at LSU, you were asking for him. When the job was open at Florida, his name had been mentioned. When the job opened up everywhere, his name had been mentioned. You like him?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think he's going to do well?
I think he will do well. I don't think he's going to be a top 5 coach, but I think he'll do well.
See, I don't think so. And let me tell you why. If you look across the spectrum of all of it, usually when you hire from within, it doesn't usually pan out the way you thought it would. And with him already being there, you're thinking, okay, well, that's a good fit because you know some of the guys, you've been there, you've done this, done that. It usually doesn't work out that way. Because really, name a team that's had a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator that stepped up and took over to be the head coach. I mean, the only one that I can think of is Mike Tomlin.
George Seifert. For the 49ers, and won a Super Bowl with Steve Young.
Won one Super Bowl?
Yes, he did.
And so did Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So those two, out of all of the ones that's ever been done, those are the only two that I can think of off the top of my head that realistically was hired from within and went on to be successful. Now, what's curious, or not curious, but what's crazy is the year that they stepped up, I believe both of them won a Super Bowl. And they didn't win any more.
George Seifert won one in 95. So did he win one in 90? Maybe. So it wasn't his first year. It wasn't George Seifert's first year. It was like his third year or fourth.
But Tomlin, it was his first year, right?
Yeah. Because it was really
Cowher's
early.
Team, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
No, George Seifert was not. It wasn't very early because I think Walsh was there till 1990. He had to have been past. Yeah, he was past there because he was in 91 when the Giants basically dethroned the whole 49ers dynasty. And Seifert then took over after that and then got back after the Cowboys had their back-to-back.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more about some NBA and some college basketball. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
You know, the Rams moving forward, the big question is going to be about Matthew Stafford, and Sean McVay did not want to hear that question.
You expect Matthew Stafford to be back next season?
Yeah, if he still wants to play, the hell kind of question is that?
I don't think it's a silly question.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday evening. As we head into tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 45 with a light wind around 5 miles per hour coming out of the east. For tomorrow morning, some clouds and a temp near 57. In the afternoon and evening, partly sunny and a high around 61. For Saturday, mostly sunshine and a high of 47. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you ready for another historic season at the bank? It's time to lock in your seats for 2026 by placing your deposit now. Next season will be played at Everbank Stadium, but seating capacity is limited due to in-bowl renovations, and spots are going fast. Don't miss out on your chance to see the season's biggest matchups and highlight real moments by placing your deposit at Jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. Go Jags!
Got a scratch, dent, or a full-blown wreck? Bring it to Recommended Collision Center in Panama City. From small scratches to all-over paint jobs, from fender benders to major collisions, it's Recommended Collision Center. They work with all insurance companies and offer customer pay options too. A family-owned collision center that takes pride in top-quality repairs, friendly service, quick drop-offs, and a fast turnaround. So when life throws you a wreck, they'll help you get amended. Recommended Collision Center, 1329 Jinx Avenue, Panama City.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and one. Off for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it to the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Your put-downs, smackdowns, and shutdowns.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
It's a Trash Talk Thursday on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place for select home games for the Orlando Magic. Now, tomorrow night, the Magic are going to be in Canada playing the Raptors. 6 o'clock right after the show. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Now, there's been some talk about this NBA season, and it looks like Giannis is asking to be out of the Bucks. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
I mean, look, everybody's got their own preferences, and he's been there a while, and maybe I don't want to say the welcome is worn out, but it's possible. I mean, they had an incident the other day where, they were down, they were getting beat at home pretty bad, and then, he basically, was taunting the crowd.
He went and dunked. He dunked the basketball.
Yeah, and then he taunted the
booed.
crowd. Yeah, and they were booing him, and he was like, basically, I decided I don't care. Yeah. So I think it's pretty much done. It's the time has passed to where he's not feeling very well there and not very welcomed any longer. And he's a great player, and he should just go somewhere where he's going to be happy. And if that's the Golden State Warriors, so be it. I don't know how you feel about teams stacking up more and more players, because we know that Jimmy Butler left the Heat, and he's been over at Golden State, but he's been injured. And then, of course, Curry lost Thompson, so the Splash Brothers are not together any longer. And Golden State doesn't want to just fade away and just be like a non-contender any longer, which is great for their organization, because I think it's good, because every time we talked about a California team, it's always the Lakers, right? Yeah. Always the Lakers, Clippers, no, not really.
Well, if you look at it, Golden State, if they add Giannis, they immediately become relevant. I mean, they're good because you can't count Curry out. But, I mean, when you look at it, that's what they need. They need somebody like that. With Jimmy Butler out, I think he might be gone for the year. Actually, Butler will be. And with bringing in Giannis, it's just crazy to me because Giannis was that guy that brought the championship to Milwaukee. And they loved him. And, I mean, he was loved, and he was the next guy. And, I mean, I remember after they had won the NBA title, he went to, like, Chick-fil-A and, like, had the MVP trophy in the car with him in the Chick-fil-A line, and people were coming up, and he was waving, and he rolled down his windows. It was like Milwaukee was his place. It was like his.
They hadn't won one.
No. They had never won one. He won it.
And I don't even know if the Brewers, did they win one time?
No.
Yeah. So Titletown up in Green Bay is the only one that's really been holding the reins up there in Wisconsin.
But when you look at it, he brought the championship there.
Yeah,
he was the best. He was the one everybody was talking about. And it was Giannis, and it was his shoes, and it was him, and all that. Now, after not winning for a while, and there was injuries, and there's been some trades, and some of the people left, and, you know how the NBA works. And they're not that good anymore. And so with that being said, now he wants out.
Yeah. It's time. Time changes.
You're old school, though.
Absolutely.
And are we going... So when LeBron and those guys started doing the stacking of the teams and started moving and all of that, it kind of made
people always go back to Dennis Rodman going to the Bulls. And that's why they say, it just started right there. Not really. I mean, it's one player. That's all I did.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I get that part. But when you see all this, and now you see players jumping from team to team, and now you see super teams, as an old fan of the NBA, does it make you, like, not love it because you can't... when you think of Larry Bird, you think of the Celtics. When you think of Magic Johnson, you think of the Lakers. When you think of Michael, I know he went to Washington and played for just a moment. But when you think of Michael, you're thinking the Bulls. Yeah. And I mean, he bought into the team. He was a part of their organization. So, he went and played with them. But do you not like it when you see these other players jumping? Don't you want to have them to start their career somewhere and stay there and be the face of that and, like, be an ambassador of that team?
I would love that in a perfect world, but we don't live in a perfect world, and these people have to be happy. And sometimes the fans can get a little toxic, let's be honest.
Well, they want championships, and there ain't but one.
And then also there's the verse part of it where you have, like, a Chris Paul who went to New Orleans, right? Playing great basketball, but he realized that at some point, this is not where I can get a ring. I need to go somewhere else to get a ring because this franchise is not supporting me enough and keeping people like, I don't know, Baron Davis or whoever they lost, to Barry Sanders' story, same deal, And it's like, okay, I have to go somewhere else to get a ring, or I just need to retire like Barry Sanders did. And then again, Anthony Davis, same thing, New Orleans. He gets tired of it. He's like, I need to get out because I can't win one here.
And who's going to be next? Zion Williamson. He's going to leave.
Yeah, he's not great, though. The other two guys are great. Zion is not. He just doesn't put the effort in. He's a physical specimen. That's all he is.
Well, I want to talk...
And that franchise is not doing very well. Do you want to talk about the home teams? Because I'll talk about the home teams. By the way, Orlando is not playing in Canada. It's a flip-flop. The game's in Orlando, by the way.
Okay.
That's okay, no.
Bone Crusher swings and misses again.
No.
That's all right.
No, it's just on the flip side. But anyway, they were on a 4-game losing streak.
Yep.
They beat the Heat by a few points. It wasn't that close. And then they turn around, and after this Toronto game, which is not a must win because we got 82 games, right?
Yeah.
But then you got to go at San Antonio, who's got Wemby, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go to Oklahoma City Thunder, who's the defending champs. Back-to-back games on the road before you come back home and play the Nets. I mean, this is a tough little spell right here, and to have the 4-game losing streak before that Heat game, the Magic need to not be the 7 seed. I can't lose the 7 seed. Let's put it like that. They need to stay in contention in this playoffs, and the Heat are right behind them at the 8 seed.
Well, I was watching them the other night, and it just seems like, Banchero can be a star. It just seems like, I don't know. They seem to pass it too much, and you got Bane there, and he sometimes wants to shoot a lot, and I don't know. I don't see the flow. It's not a good flow. So I'm a little bit worried about them. Maybe we should go down there and talk to the coaching staff and tell them, hey, guys, you got to get the flow back, So, but, I'm hoping that they'll do good. Now, let me read you this and see if you think, because, back in our day, it was, 30, 31 or whatever as far as leading. And you got Luka Doncic. He's 33.8 points a game. He's averaging 33 a game.
It was a big deal to have 30, 31 per game.
And then you got Shai Gilgeous Alexander SGA.
Yeah.
He's at 32.
That's
Anthony Edwards at 29. Jalen Brown's at 29. Donovan Mitchell's at 29. Tyrese Maxey's at 29. Jalen Brunson's at 28. Now, this is the one that kind of shocked me.
No, Maxey actually surprised me on those one you said.
No, I think he's a star.
Really?
Yeah, he's a star.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard is at 27.9.
He's still holding it up.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
And then Steph Curry at 27.
Outside shot.
He's still rolling. So even at his age, he's still rolling. So right now, are you thinking that, obviously LeBron, might be his last year, might be done.
No, it will be his last year.
And he's getting to play with Bronny. You thought Bronny was going to go back to college, didn't you? But he can't.
No, it was a joke.
He can't.
That was a joke.
So do you think the Lakers are going to be able to do it with Doncic and LeBron this year?
No.
You don't think they're going to be able to make it happen? Do you think SGA
but I do
is
think
going to win?
I do believe that the champion will come out of the Western Conference, and I don't think we've had a back-to-back in probably about 8 years, huh? It's been a little while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder could do it, but I think that's going to be a tough route. The Western Conference is going to win it this year.
Yeah, I think they're going to probably they're going to make it to the conference finals. Mm-hmm. SGA, unless he gets injured or something like that. Now, with that being said, if the Greek Freak does end up coming over with Steph Curry, that's going to cause some people to change their mind on who's going to the big dance.
And how will it revive his career? Because is he going to play better?
Yeah.
Teams have done that. Players have done that.
And he's not old. He's not old, so it's not an age thing with him.
No, it's not.
He's got another, good 8 years left that I think that he could be still one of the top players in the NBA, a face of the league, and definitely a face of the franchise. Now, I'm not sure if Steph's going to be able to make it for 8 years because of all the running around the picks that he does. He probably runs 20 miles in a game. If you ever watched him play, he's running through picks and runs around and all that. But that could be a big deal going forward. I think that's a really scary one.
Do you want to talk about that dream that you were saying that people stay at the same team? Which player do you hate that moves around? Is it Harden? Is it Durant? Is it Westbrook?
All those guys
Chris Paul.
All of those guys were at Oklahoma City together, and they couldn't win it. Yep. And it's like, why would you leave to go to another team when you had three superstars at the time? Because Westbrook was a triple-double machine. Mm-hmm. Harden was a one-on-one player that could get it done. Mm-hmm. And then Durant, he possibly could have been or is the most unguardable person because he's 7 foot tall and can shoot the ball like he does.
And he can dribble.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is about Harden, though, I didn't think that he was great until he went to Houston and left Oklahoma City.
Well, that's because that he was the first option there.
Yes,
he wasn't the first option with Oklahoma.
You're right.
Kevin Durant was still the star there.
I was too busy looking at the other two guys to even notice that guy was that great.
And Westbrook probably was the second option if you think about it.
Yeah.
He did get his assist, but he definitely was scoring his 20 to 25, 30 points a game as well.
Yeah.
So, in a perfect world, I'd love for that to happen because your rivalries, you grow with that, Mm-hmm. And whether you were, back in the day, if you were were on the Celtics side or you were on the Lakers side, who did you pick? Who was you for?
Yeah.
And that was like, no Laker ever went to play for the Celtics and no Celtic went to go play for the Lakers.
And that's the only reason why I ever pulled for the Pistons is just to bring down that dynasty of those two teams.
Wow. So there you go again.
I hated them afterwards.
There you go again, hating on excellence.
Yeah, but they were dirty. They're dirty.
Yeah, all teams are dirty.
No.
All teams did that stuff.
Certain teams take it to a whole nother level, and the Pistons are definitely way above everyone else.
But I'm just saying, like, you again, here we go again, talking about excellence, and you not liking it when they have excellence. Because, really, the Celtics and the Lakers, everybody knew that they were going to meet. Then the Rockets kind of got
but it
there.
got old hat. It was like, oh, who's going to win this year, the Celtics or the Lakers? And then I wasn't, like, I appreciated the fact that they were entertaining. I get that. But it just got old hat. It was like, who's going to win this year? Oh, is these team?
Well, you should love the NBA now because it seems like every year somebody new.
Yeah. It's hard to remember who won like 2 and 3 and 4 years ago because there's a different team every year.
Well, and if you look at, like, say, last year's final, which was Oklahoma City and Indiana's not even in the talk anymore.
Yeah.
They're not even here.
Denver was great 3 years ago,
I mean, they're still great.
Yeah, they're still great, but they haven't been back.
Joker's hurt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but what I'm saying is like, when you look at basketball, the NBA, it's the most parity of all
the sports. And you know what? The Yankees, which is your team, does a lot of stacking. And then now they're like, oh, no, look at the Dodgers. They're stacking. Well, guess what? You were doing it before the Dodgers did it.
That's true, but you can spend the money on whoever you want. You don't have to just, you don't have to just go with what you got. You can go out and spend money. There's not a cap.
But there's
baseball.
not money in the small markets. That's why Oakland A's are not in Oakland any longer.
Well, they did a deal. They did a study on that, and they showed of how much of the profit that the actual ownership spends on the actual team's salaries.
Percentage-wise.
Yes. And it's
But this is percentage-wise. When you're making this amount of money and you want to spend 50% or 60% on the players, you aren't making that amount of money like the Lakers and the Dodgers are.
Well, the Dodgers
You're down here.
The Dodgers owner come out against this and said, you know what? We value our players. We value a great product. So we're going to spend about 70 to 77% of what we bring in on our players. And so that's the result of you saying, oh, well, they're just stacking. No, they're just spending their money.
Yeah.
Teams that aren't doing so well, if you look at their percentage is not spent on their players. So their product is not going to be as good because you're not going to be able to bring in stars. That's why people are starting to realize it. If you look at it, Ella De La Cruz this year was offered a big-time contract. He turned it down. And so that lets you know. That lets you know I'm saying he was offered an extension with the Reds to stay there for a long time. But he said, no, I'm not signing anything yet.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he knows that the Reds aren't putting money into bringing new players in. So he's not going to stay there like Joey Votto, like Dale Murphy, like all these players that stayed with one team for so long and never got to win it because they never brought a supporting cast in.
Yeah. I can't say I hate it because if I were in their shoes, I might want it. I'd want a title. Yeah, I definitely would want.
That's why Giannis is leaving because the Bucks are not spending the money and he's not there being mediocre, be face of the franchise. Obviously, he could go to any restaurant in Milwaukee that he wants, and he'll never pay for it. He can go anywhere he wants, and people will be fawning over him, taking pictures, and loving on him. But he wants to win championships, so he's probably going to go to Golden State. We'll probably wake up in the morning, and we'll see it going to Golden State.
Wow.
Be pretty quick.
Well, I don't know. We have to look up when the cutoff time is.
I'm not sure. We'll have to check it out. But we're going to go ahead and take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more of college basketball. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 17 Studio Line. Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
And on behalf of 70% of the Alabama fan base,
Feel the burn.
we want a damn divorce.
The Red 70s studio line.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
He has not turned the ball over.
Get it again.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Get ready, boys. Valentine's Day is incoming. Coin and Bullion Reserve's fine jewelry will take great care of you and make the process easy. Earrings, necklaces, diamonds, and engagement rings. Jewelry to fit any budget. For decades, you've trusted Coin and Bullion Reserve's fine jewelry, the largest rare coin and bullion dealer in the Southeast. Finest jeweler in town, still at 2621 East 15th Street. Coin and Bullion Reserve's fine jewelry, your diamond headquarters.
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown in the ACC.
In the front court, left side, left open, triggers the three and buries it.
The SMU Mustangs head to Louisville to face the Cardinals.
Screen left, he's in the short corner, took a bump, goes to the basket, reverse layup is good. Oh, what an acrobatic finish.
Airtime at 12:30. Tip-off at 1 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Live, local, and now worldwide. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Serving the universe at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You're right. We're local, but we're also worldwide. Thank you so much for watching on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitch, and the ESPN app. Thanks for listening on the radio. We still love radio listeners as well because you guys are who we're talking to, and we appreciate you. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Red 7T's phone line. They are the place for custom apparel. I know baseball is getting ready to start. They need to go over there and see them, see if they can get them hooked up. I know they do some pretty nice uniforms. So go see those guys. They're on Facebook and on the web. Now, we've got breaking news right now. Sean Mannion is going to be the new offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. He had interviewed for the Eagles job, and now he went two interviews with the Eagles, but now he's signed with the Packers.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. And the problem with the Packers is early exit. That's 2 years in a row. First round, they're out. And they finished, in second place?
Yeah.
Well, actually, they finished third place last year.
Yeah, but
they were in the running. They
year
finished
before
like 12
last was not their fault. They had an injury to Jordan Love. He was hurt.
Yeah.
And then Malik Willis came
also, the division was stacked because the Lions and the Vikings were off the chain last year.
True.
And then, at 12-5, you should not be third place team.
No.
So there's their disadvantage playing on the road in the first round.
Let me ask you this, though, real quick before we go into basketball.
Yeah.
Does it seems like the Eagles are struggling to find somebody that wants to actually come coach there. Does that seem like it to you? Because they've had a couple of different people that have turned them down and taken other jobs. And the Eagles, don't forget, they won the Super Bowl last
year ago.
Yeah,
defending champs.
Defending champs. You've got Jalen Hurts. You've got Saquon Barkley. You've got A.J. Brown.
The defense is crazy.
Devontae Smith. Their defense is stacked. Why don't somebody not want to go to the Eagles? Does that sound like they got trouble? We looking at trouble?
No, I don't think it's trouble.
I do.
Well, I think it's both sides, and maybe they're real stringent on their interview process and their vetting process and all that, and they pick at people and they want the top-notch guy, and that might not find exactly what they're looking for because not everybody's perfect.
That's like the third Eagles person that's.
I'm not worried about it as much as I would be like the Browns and people like saying no, that's okay.
Well, I don't think it's really. I think there's a problem. I think they got a problem with A.J. Brown. I think there's a problem there with Nick Sirianni. And I'm just wondering if they're going to just get rid of Brown and that solves their problem, or is it going to be more to it? Because Jalen Hurts, and I don't want to go too deep into this, but Jalen Hurts at times has not looked good. I mean, yes, Super Bowl, and I know everybody wanted to anoint him top 5 quarterback in the NFL, and to me, he was not, because the way I look at it is that if you were to put him on all the teams, would they get the same result or would it be better? And so for me, I don't see him being better than those guys like. If you gave him to the Ravens, do I think they're better? Not really. If you gave him to the Buffalo Bills, were they better? No, not really. If you give them to the Bengals, are they better? No, not really. And I know I named 3 really good quarterbacks. Okay, you give him to the Saints. I don't think so. I don't think they're that good. I don't think he does anything better. He's better than Tyson Hill, but.
Well, the crazy part is that Stafford, goes to a better team and does better and gets a title, right?
Yeah, Stafford's
and then
different.
Goff stepped down to a team that was less and got into the playoffs, but it has to do with coaching. I mean, but I'm going to drop 2 names on you. Josh Allen, Burrow. They go to another team. What's your confidence level? Is it pretty close that they would be just as good at another team?
If Burrow goes to the Vikings specifically, Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
As long as there's not an
believe
injury.
in him more than I do.
It's not that I believe in him, as I believe in Kevin O'Connell. I believe in Kevin O'Connell. I think he made a bad choice, obviously, with Sam Darnold and taking J.J. McCarthy. But I mean,
it still finished 9-8. Still finished 9-8. Wow.
So I mean, you take Burrow. I mean, there's teams that if you were to put Burrow on, if there's teams that you were to put Josh Allen on, okay, I was going to say this. This is going to freak you out a little bit. You probably not, but if you put Josh Allen on the Eagles, they're Super Bowl winners.
Golly. Okay, let me talk. Josh Allen to the Broncos.
Super Bowl. Josh Allen to the Patriots. Super Bowl.
Wow. Okay.
Josh Allen to the Rams? I don't know. Maybe he does a little more because he can run. I don't know.
Now we're past the 49ers getting anybody because they've locked up with Purdy, right?
Yeah, but Purdy is good.
Purdy is good.
He is good.
Get me in the playoffs.
That's right. Well, you know what? AutoNation Ford in Panama City, they are the place to go to if you need service as well as parts. 730 West 15th Street, right there by the railroad tracks. Go see those guys. Don't forget, they've got these great sales going on right now. They got great lease options as well. Say you want to get in so that you don't have a high payment and you want to do a lease, you want to try it out for 2 years, they've got those as well. So go see those guys, 730 West 15th Street, right there by the railroad traction. AutoNation Ford in Panama City. We had yesterday in studio Brandon, we call him Tennessee Brandon, from Recommended Collision Center. Those guys are top notch. If your vehicle needs any kind of body work, if it needs to be from the bumper all the way to the tailgate or whatever, everything in between. Maybe it's inside. Maybe you're inside, you need some help with, your seat's not working or something is going on or your handle on the inside is not working.
Headlights.
They can fix that. Yeah, all the headlight stuff. Any of that, go see them on Jinx Avenue, Recommended Collision Center. They will get you taken care of. They're local and they're awesome. But let's get to some college basketball. Is anybody going to be able to beat Arizona? Those guys are so good. Now, BYU is good too. But
there were some bad calls down the stretch. It kept BYU, actually put them back in the game. And this game shouldn't have been as close as it was. And Arizona is unbelievable. And the Big 12 is not a pushover this year.
No.
Got a lot of teams that have some depth and everything. But out of conference, I mean, they played Florida, who's top-notch. UCLA, probably on a down year. UConn is ranked number 2.
Yeah,
that's their
19-1.
loss. Their only loss.
Yeah, UConn is 19-1.
And then they wiped the floor with Auburn and Alabama. Alabama is ranked. I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah, they are.
So, yeah, they're 23rd. 23rd,
okay.
Yeah. But their conference schedule, I mean, some of these teams are names but aren't having the year like Kansas State and Utah and Arizona State. That's
but you can't
3-week opponents in conference that are not doing very well, but are names.
But if you look at like Michigan and Duke, they're all only one loss.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
And I mean,
they are.
You got Nebraska too. You love Nebraska.
Okay, so here's the thing about Nebraska. 24-game win streak, right? And they go to Michigan, led the whole entire game, let it fall apart at the very end. I say fall apart, but Michigan took it from them. They went on a drought, a shooting drought towards the end of the game. Michigan stole the game, but Nebraska was missing. Nebraska was missing 2 of their top 3 scorers in that game. I mean, there's your excuse. If they can do that without 2 of their top guys and only lose by, 3 points to Michigan, this team is legit. They're going to be in the Final 8.
Well, you got to think Arizona, UConn, Michigan, Duke, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Gonzaga's only lost one game.
Yeah, but they don't play
6.
anybody.
And then you got Michigan State. What about Michigan State?
Michigan State won the Big Ten last year. I mean, they are, somebody, but we have a lot of playing to go, and the Big Ten is deep, and Illinois is up in the conversation. They just took out number 12 Purdue.
Yep, they did.
And they're in the conversation. A lot's going to happen in the next few weeks. And do you want to talk about SEC?
Well, yeah, but let me talk about the 5 freshmen. AJ, and I don't know how to pronounce his name. The kid from BYU. He's making the most money in college basketball. I mean, BYU, yes. Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, Boozer.
Yeah, Carlos Boozer's son.
Yep. And then Caleb Wilson, and then Kingston Flemings. Those 5 freshmen are all picked to be first-round draft picks.
Oh, yeah.
And they play North Carolina, Houston, Illinois, Kansas, Duke, BYU. It's just crazy how good they are.
So that's a lot of ACC and Big 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you picked anybody right now, you think because
it's Arizona,
there's no way they're going to go undefeated.
No, they're not. They're not. I think they're going to slip up. There's going to be somebody that's going to be good. They're going to play on their schedule, even though they've been playing these other conference games. These are top-notch teams in their conference: BYU, West Virginia, Cincinnati, UCF, and TCU. They're playing tough competition in the conference already. But it's going to continue, and they're going to slip up. They're going to drop 1, maybe 2 games in the regular season. Miami of Ohio almost fell the other day against a mediocre team in their conference. Miami of Ohio is not going to stay.
There's always that time where you're going to drop one.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to do something really fun. We're going to do an actual bracket, and we're going to involve the listeners. So it's going to be an awesome thing, and you're going to win prizes if you win it all. So there you go. We're going to get that going in March. But when you look at how Florida, trying to come back to repeat as the national champions, they've had some early issues, and I don't see them. I see them doing good, but I don't see them winning it. Do you?
You know how they started out against South Carolina last night? When I turned the TV off is what I'm just going off of. 33-11 on South Carolina last night. 33-11.
I think Mosley could play with South Carolina, though.
No, man. They're not I'm not sure if they're in the bottom 5 of the SEC, but I think they're right above that. But still, 33-11, man. They made them look like chopped liver last night. And who else is even in that conversation? Because Kentucky got just washed by Vanderbilt. Just completely slaughtered.
Well, Vanderbilt's good, though. You got
Vanderbilt's good, and Kentucky.
You got Florida. You got Vandy.
And Texas A&M. I know they're not ranked, but they're 6-1 in conference. And guess who's going to be playing each other in like 3 games from now? Texas A&M and Florida.
Alabama is going to do fine. Auburn is going to make the tournament as well. They're going to be fine. So, I mean, when you look at Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Vandy, those 4, and then you add Texas A&M to the group, I mean.
Then you have to wonder, is Arkansas going to come back up?
And then Kentucky.
What about Kentucky, you know? Georgia's actually having an excellent year. Lost the game in overtime to Tennessee, who's on a roll.
Yeah, now Tennessee, you can't, and that's the thing. You got Calipari, and you got the Tennessee coach. They all have been there, so you can't count those guys out either because they could make a run because you know their rosters are good.
Yeah.
You know, they're not all stacked with G League players like Alabama is.
Yeah. Now, Auburn beat Texas last night by 6. Texas, I mean, they're so close, but they just aren't in the conversation.
No. I mean, maybe we should go and find another G League player to the Alabama team, and we probably could win, the tournament.
Maybe Bama should be forced into the G League.
Yeah, we'll play in the G League.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll be where we go. And then us and Louisville can go play in the G League because Louisville's got a player as well from the G League.
I mean, Alabama doesn't have a professional team, so then maybe it gives the Tide.
Yeah, Alabama Tide in the G League. That would be fantastic. Well,
I mean, could the best college team beat the worst G League team?
No. They're professionals.
There's been that joke about LSU beating the Saints before. Yeah. It's happened a few times.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't happen.
So.
The size and speed.
Well, thanks so much for listening today. We are end of the show. We appreciate it. Go on Facebook. Maybe you missed something. You want to go back in, comment, like, share. We appreciate it. We will be here tomorrow. We got Javion Elliott going to be in the building right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Have a great night, everybody.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for college basketball.
And it goes in.